Hello. Well, good afternoon. It is the afternoon of the 8th of March. My name's Tim. At the moment, I'm Mr. Invisible. And 8th of March is International Women's Day. And that's one I've kind of committed myself to not missing. And it pushes me to attempt to reach out once more. Because I'm a women's champion. Self-proclaimed, I have to admit. I still don't have a handkerchief. I still don't have any essential proof that I am the women's champion. But problem is, I know I am. And so here I am. And that being the theme, if you like, I guess, isn't it, today, is to attempt to touch on that connection and respect that I believe we should all have. It's a part of the natural respect for life, respect for earth, respect for everything. If you don't have respect for the ladies, for the girls, for the women, then I would say you're missing a very big point in life. And I'm not trying to put myself on some high horse or anything. I'm just going from my experience and intuition. That it is a very important respect that I know balances us. That if you don't, as an individual, have that essential respect for others, you are missing the point of life as far as I'm concerned. Before I go too far, I'm also not putting the ladies on a high horse. But you are on a high horse. But still, men, women, boys, girls, everyone has their aspects of themselves, And I'd say throughout history, this has been a real flashpoint through history. That attempt to control has often meant that it is the ladies that get put upon by that sense of control that the male feels they must. Through history, that has been aided, the alpha male, the battles, the conquest. It almost seems to be, if you think about it, part of our genetic makeup, that the dominant male wins. In nature, you see it. So it's not to be dismissed, but it's also not to be excused, especially among the humans. Fine. Dogs, monkeys, everything else, it's carrying on like that. But I believe the humans are reaching a point where they simply must step beyond that conflict. It is quite simply a conflict that is that is used endlessly And right now, in this world, I will try not to play any ping pong. But I believe it's a time to stand up for the rights of all people. But that the most fundamental right and the most fundamental balance is that between man and woman. So of course, I want to big up the women. It's Women's Day, you know. It's another reach out. It's another attempt to simply be with you, to attempt to further harmonize with the humans on this earth that I feel I have a unique approach and perspective on. And you know, is it a revolution or is it waking up? I believe it's simply waking up, that we have to wake up beyond the dogma and the structures in society that have put one down in the advancement of another. This, I believe, goes on in microcosms in all our relationships between us all. That humans have this tendency to do just that, to attempt to put down. In the politics of the countries, this has been shown. The rights to vote. You know, I mean, I'll tell you a thing. Years ago, I told you about where my grandfather on my father's side came over as a child from the Spanish Civil War. And he came over on a boat as a kid. And he was fostered, as were many. And his foster parents, they were called Flap and Rick. And she was called Flap. To be honest, I literally don't know her name because that wasn't her name. But she was called Flap because she was, as the name at the time was the Flappers. Odd name really, but that's what it was. Back in the day, the early people fighting for the right for women to vote. And what a character she must have been to get given that name. And what characters they all were. I mean, that was just after the First World War. And through that time. And they were such lovely people. And went on to, in a sense, form our family here in the UK. Don't know why I brought her up. I guess I'm trying to score some points or something. But you know, this, excuse me, that right to vote was fought for over a long period. And it has become essential. In the United States at the moment, I would say that the females, the women, have what would be called the swing vote. Because, and I will tread carefully here, and I won't ping pong too much. But this is important, and it is Women's Day. And I would just like to say, well done to Nikki Haley for actually putting more than a chink in the armour of Mr. Take a Dump. Because she showed something there within that Republican Party that I pray is essentially, not their downfall. I'm not wishing for anyone's downfall. I'm wishing for them to wake up. I am praying for them to wake up because it is too serious. That Mr. Take a Dump, with the help of some absolute lunatic evangelists, right-wing Christians, I mean, I don't know what they think they're doing, and that this includes the Supreme Court, and Clarence Thomas, I will not forgive you. Because the balance here is so enormous that you need to wake up. That yes, you think the scales are on your side, but believe me, they are not. And I want to call out to women across this planet to use your vote. And I believe you have the power here, especially as we see where things are attempting to be taken. You know, half of the states now in the United States have their restrictions on what I would call birth care. Remember, they're arguing that the embryo is a human to further their own control of humans. And yet they do not want to control the fact that a child can be shot in the street and they will not restrict their guns. So to say they are pro-life makes absolutely no sense to me. And Mr. Take a Dump would like to extend that to the entire country, even in cases of rape and incest. And I don't think there are many women on this planet that can agree with what he and the Evangelist Church and the Church of Q, the right wing, are using it in the most disgusting way right in front of our eyes. And he's attempting to ride that wave. Well, I pray that leads to the worst wipeout of his, I won't say career, of his existence. And I would like to empower women to actually realize what a brilliant position you are actually in, to use your vote, to not allow this man and his ideologies to go any further. Because it's not just you, you know, this is to your daughters and your granddaughters. This is the most disgusting use of such a religiously based ideology. It's utter insanity. And yet it wields them great power. And I know there's plenty they will argue it. But they're only arguing it because of power. So ladies, if you would like a freer life, if you like, don't vote for him. It's as simple as that. Right now, here he is, a multi-billionaire. He needs to pay for his defamation of Eugene Carroll that he brought on himself so stupidly in front of everyone. Now, when it comes time to pay, he's saying he can't pay. Well, I'd just like to say that anyone that helps him pay these bills now is essentially my enemy from this point forth. And I'm not wanting to turn this into a bigger fight than it already is, because it already is a very, very big fight. But I'm the women's champion, so I feel like you got my back and I got yours. And that this sort of attempted control is so blatantly disgusting, and yet the media is attempting to kind of sanitize it. And that's where I guess my ping pong better stop, because I've never seen anything more disgusting than that man and where he would like to take you. So I am sure he has some very big, what should we call them? We'll call them worldwide wankers that will attempt to save him somehow because of his agenda. And this is where the ping pong can get big. Because there's characters out there that can pay his bills to keep him on the ballot that he should not be on. He shouldn't be. He is guilty of insurrection. He is the sort of character, just like Putin, that if they're going down, they take the whole planet with them. That is the sort of madness we're dealing with. Two men's egos, backed up by, I guess, just fools in love with money and greed. But I believe that you ladies have this. And I would like to say thank you to Nikki Haley for giving me some hope in the Republican Party in the United States. And I take that same approach to every right-wing group across this planet. That within your legions, you have a problem, that it is crumbling. And that's where I like to live. So, enough ping pong in it. And lighten it up. I'm here at my chalet. I'm inside now. The garden looks a little bit bleak, doesn't it? And it's a bleak day, I tell you. It's freezing. Easterly wind. Used to call it the easterly beasterly when I was a kid. You'd go up the cliff, it would hit you. It's like, ooh. But it's still wonderful to be here. More and more, I spent some time with my mates last night. And I cannot believe how good of friends I have here. It's like having a village, the Shire. with all my best friends in it. So not just one, I got multiple best friends here. And it's fantastic. And so I am getting more and more hopeful. I got a lot of work to do on this chalet, but I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna open Tim's Surf Shack, I reckon. I mean, it's right here. I'm right here. I can't lose it. This is why I like being Mr. Invisible, you see. Because it does give me a freedom to talk. And I guess today with Women's Day, you've kind of caught me on the spot a bit, but I wasn't going to miss it. To somehow harmonize the human experience in the simplest way is something inherent to us, as long as you have, in a sense, woken up at least a little bit. And that's where I believe, the ladies have always been more awake. They are the carers, the nurturers, the mothers, the daughters, everything, you have in buckets what us men often sort of struggle to comprehend. That innate sense of care that this planet needs. And well, I know it's Lady Earth, that the healing of this planet is almost dependent on you ladies. And us guys, we got our stuff, but there's a healing going on that is so intrinsically connected to that, the female energy, Mother Earth. And of course, that's beyond, in a sense, any of our understanding, because of the very process it involves. But I believe it's essential now that the absolute maximum possible amount of females wake up, embrace this love of life, embrace this love of this planet. This is important. And teach us that, in a sense, it's your healing comes before our union. That's the hope I've got, anyway. And being the women's champion, I gotta say my bit. It's I just want to be a part. I want to be a part of what I see in this world. I see a movement. I sense an energy. And I cannot help attaching that to humans. That yes, I must find this connection within me. My marriage is with the divine within me. And I must never forget that. And I think all of us, that is the work we're involved in. But I know that human connections help me. And I believe human connections help anyone. Harmonious ones, uplifting, positive vibrations. And I just want to be a part of that. To literally attempt, talk about step beyond your mind, to truly feel that you are a part of healing this earth herself. To let go of all doubts and to approach such a magnificent concept that we are each capable of aiding in that. That we are, in a sense, conduits. We are receivers and givers, all of us. And that we can actually receive that divine love. I mean, what other word is there? And very simply give it out. Just by the very act of and inner giving. That steps so far beyond what often happens in this world, what we are restricted to. And that's where I want to step. I have experienced things so outside of the ordinary, if you like. The divine ain't ordinary. Oh no. That's one thing it's not. That it stretches a human. It throughout our life, and our energy that we extend as each and every human being is so utterly incredible if you allow it to be. We can just the same be very negative energy, and that is very, very powerful too. But if we can suspend our doubts and our fears and actually realize, no, we have that. The love we can feel for another, the love we can feel for this planet, extends so far beyond this moment and yet is contained in this moment. We're so lucky. That's the level of perspective we can touch on. And I believe we must. And I believe you ladies have you're leading the way. Simple as that. And may you continue to give hope to the future generations, without ever, putting kind of better than another. That's not what this is. It's about stepping into an understanding that includes that other. And again, that's where you ladies are good. That you do see beyond the superficial. And as we are humans and so multifaceted, that guys have a certain aspect of that understanding in us. We are capable of that understanding. And that the strength of women on this planet, once more, will help. That understanding will, in a sense, just spread. So anyway, that's what I've been thinking. So I hope I didn't get a bit too heavy at the beginning there, but I want to show you how how passionately I believe that we must be at the moment, and we must be strong, all of us, men and women, and stand against this darkness that is attempting to confuse, distract for its own survival. But the day has come. So it's I pray that we're stepping beyond what has confined us for millennia. That we are standing at the threshold of the greatest opportunity of this. Of equal opportunity. Of respect. Across the board. It's no small measure. But to be honest, I'd say, I don't know, I won't give a percentage, but it is literally probably 95% of people can accept. And yet that 5% can trip it up and cause dissent and confusion among vast amounts. And that's what they've done. And this has been one of our most basic fights. Men against women. And I would like to say, as the women's champion, right now I'm on the women's side. Because this balance must be balanced. And there must be some clarity in this. And I better not go on too long. I need to go and have something to eat, actually. I go up for a veggie brekkie just up the road. I've got like less than 100 metres away. I've got a calf. I can have veggie breakfast, hot chocolate with marshmallows and cream on top. So that's what I'm going to do. Apparently, it's a treat. Looking after yourself, isn't it? So I'm going to go and do that. And leave you just with just a hello. Once more. Another step. Another attempt to bridge, to cut through this veil of separation, both within me, around me, and with you, the invisible people. I want you to be visible people. Look, have a great day. Happy International Women's Day. And guess I better sign off. But I can't not say hi to the beautiful bucket, right? And I'll see you all soon. You take care. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.